this doctrine in Jerusalem, even to Rome. And you can find this reference in Acts 28:16-30. It is important that we get a feedback from objective historians pertaining to the early church history, like it is stated in the famous work of Adolf Harnack in his History of Dogma, Volume 3. Hippolytus tells us in the Philosophumena that at that time, the monarchian controversy agitated the whole church. And Tertullian and Origen testified that in their day, the economic trinity, which is in our modern age, now the majority, it was the technical application of the conception of the Logos to Christ. This was regarded by the mass of Christians with suspicion. Modalism, as we know from the Philosophumena, was for almost a generation the official theory in Rome. That it was not an absolute novelty can be proved, proving that they are the early Christians. It was in opposition to Gnosticism that the first effort was made to fix theologically the formulas of a naive modalism, and that these were used to confront the Logos Christology in order, one, to avert deism, that's the belief in two gods, or tritheism, if you will. Secondly, to maintain the complete divinity of Christ, not a partial divinity, complete. Thirdly, to prevent the attacks of Gnosticism. An attempt was also made, however, to prove modalism by exegesis. That is equivalent to saying that this form of doctrine was embraced by the great majority of Christians, folks. And this is why Paul warned that this apostasy would occur. This is from Tertullian's work, Adversus against Praxeas, where he explains the position of the modalists. All simple people, not to say the unwise and unprofessional, who always constitute the majority of believers, since even the rule of faith itself removes them from the plurality of the gods of this world to the one true God, become greatly terrified for the failure to understand, while he must be believed to be one, it is along with his economy, whereas unity deriving Trinity from itself is not destroyed by it, but made serviceable. Therefore, they now circulate the statement that 2 or 3 gods are preached by us, while they judge that they are worshippers of one God. We hold to the monarchy, they say, the modalists. But this attitude of yours belongs to the Jewish faith. I mean, the belief in one God in such a way as to refuse to count the Son along, end quote. This statement of Tertullian adds to God's greatest commandment by counting the Son as a separate person possessing deity with God, the Father, and robbing his aseity. This contradicts Isaiah 43:10, no God before me, after me, Isaiah 48:11, Isaiah 42:8, Deuteronomy 32:12, Deuteronomy 10, verse 21, and especially 1 Timothy 6:14-16, where it states that Jesus Christ is living in that unapproachable light, proving Jesus Christ as the only invisible God who made himself visible. This is the same God spoken of in Malachi 2:10.